We eat these foods all the time, but most of us have no idea how they're actually made, where they come from, or the science behind them. In this video, we're going through 50 foods you probably eat every week, how they're produced, why they're good or not so good for you, and some surprising facts along the way. Let's start with number 1. Bread is made from wheat flour, water, salt, and yeast. Yeast is a living microorganism that feeds on sugar and releases gas, which is what makes bread rise and turn soft and fluffy. Humans have been baking bread for roughly 30,000 years, making it one of the oldest processed foods on Earth. Rice comes from the rice plant, which is typically grown in flooded fields called paddies. After harvesting, the grains are dried, and the outer husk is removed to get the white or brown rice we eat. Rice is the staple food for more than half the world's population, especially across Asia. Hens lay eggs daily whether or not they've been fertilized. It's just part of their natural reproductive cycle. The egg white is mostly protein, while the yolk carries fat, vitamins, and minerals. One egg contains about 6 grams of high-quality protein, making it one of the most efficient whole foods out there. Milk comes from mammals like cows, goats, and sheep, produced originally to feed their young. It's packed with calcium, protein, and often vitamin D, all of which support bone health. Many adults lose the ability to fully digest milk sugar as they age, which is what causes lactose intolerance. Cheese starts with milk, which is curdled using an enzyme or acid to separate solid curds from liquid whey. The curds are then pressed, aged, or flavored in countless ways. There are over 1,800 documented varieties of cheese worldwide, each with its own texture and taste profile. Butter is made by churning cream, the fatty part of milk, until the fat molecules clump together and separate from the liquid, buttermilk. Butter is roughly 80% fat, which is exactly why it adds so much richness to cooking and baking. Yogurt is made by adding beneficial bacteria to milk. These bacteria feed on lactose and produce lactic acid, which thickens the milk into yogurt. The probiotics in yogurt support gut health and digestion. Chicken is the most widely eaten meat on the planet. It's relatively affordable, grows fast, and is lower in fat than red meat. Chicken breast in particular is high in protein and low in fat, which is why it's a staple for anyone focused on fitness or nutrition. Beef comes from cattle, which typically take 18 months to 2 years to reach market weight. It's rich in protein, iron, and vitamin B12. However, raising cattle requires significant land and water, making beef one of the more resource-intensive foods to produce. Fish is one of the best sources of omega-3 fatty acids, which support heart and brain health. Saltwater and freshwater fish differ slightly in nutritional profile. Eating fish 2 to 3 times a week is generally recommended by nutritionists. Apples grow on trees, and a single apple tree can take 4 to 5 years before it produces a full harvest. Apples are rich in fiber and antioxidants that support digestion and heart health. There are actually more than 7,500 known varieties of apples worldwide. Botanically, a banana is classified as a berry. Surprising, but true. Bananas are loaded with potassium, which helps regulate muscle function and blood pressure. They're picked while still green and continue ripening after harvest, which is why they travel so well. Oranges are a major source of vitamin C, which supports immune function. They're a type of citrus fruit first cultivated in Asia thousands of years ago. One medium orange covers close to your entire daily vitamin C requirement. Potatoes grow underground and are technically a tuber, a plant part that stores starch. They're loaded with carbohydrates, making them a great energy source. Potatoes are the 4th most produced food crop in the world, right behind corn, wheat, and rice. Botanically speaking, a tomato is a fruit, even though it's used like a vegetable in cooking. Tomatoes contain lycopene, an antioxidant linked to heart health, and cooking tomatoes actually increases the amount your body can absorb. Cutting onions makes you cry, because they release a sulfur compound into the air that irritates your eyes. Onions are also rich in antioxidants that help reduce inflammation. They're one of the most widely used flavor bases in cooking worldwide. Garlic. When garlic is crushed or chopped, it releases a compound called allicin, which is responsible for its sharp smell and many of its health benefits. Garlic has been used medicinally for thousands of years, particularly for supporting heart health and blood pressure. Carrots get their orange color from beta-carotene, a compound your body converts into vitamin A, which is essential for eye health. Interestingly, the original carrots weren't orange at all. They were purple or white. Spinach is packed with iron, vitamin K, and antioxidants. It grows quickly and thrives in cooler weather. Cooking spinach actually makes some of its nutrients easier for your body to absorb. The broccoli is technically an unopened flower bud, harvested before it blooms. It's loaded with vitamin C, vitamin K, and fiber, and it's often praised for its cancer-fighting compounds. Corn is a grain used for both human and animal consumption, and it's also processed into corn syrup, oil, and even fuel, ethanol. It's the most produced crop in the world by volume. Wheat is the base ingredient for flour, which goes into bread, pasta, and noodles. Wheat contains gluten, a protein that gives dough its stretchy, elastic texture, the reason bread can rise and hold its shape. Oats are a whole grain commonly eaten at breakfast. They contain beta-glucan, a type of fiber shown to help lower cholesterol. Oats digest slowly, which is why they keep you feeling full for longer. Pasta is traditionally made from durum wheat, a hard wheat variety mixed with water to form dough, then shaped and dried. While Italy is famous for pasta, evidence suggests noodle-like foods existed in China even earlier. Noodles are long strips made from flour and water, prepared differently across cultures. China, Japan, and Korea each have their own distinct noodle traditions, with huge variation in texture and flavor. Pizza originated in Italy, where a bread base is topped with tomato sauce, cheese, and various toppings. The modern version we know today was popularized in Naples, and it's now one of the most beloved foods worldwide. A burger is a meat patty served between two buns, often with vegetables and sauce. Its popularity exploded in the US during the 20th century, largely thanks to the rise of fast food chains. The sandwich is named after an English earl who reportedly wanted a way to eat without leaving the card table. Today it exists in thousands of variations across the globe. French fries are made by cutting potatoes and frying them in oil. Interestingly, most historians trace their origin to Belgium, not France. Double frying is the technique that makes them crispy outside and soft inside. Chocolate starts as cacao beans, which are fermented, dried, roasted, and ground. Cacao contains natural compounds that trigger the release of feel-good chemicals in the brain, part of why chocolate is such a mood booster. Ice cream is made by mixing milk, cream, and sugar, then freezing it while continuously churning. The churning process incorporates air, giving ice cream its smooth, soft texture.